welcome back, everybody. We're finally back up on the air and finally got the computer working, and thanks to one of our help from one of our friends. And glad to be back. It's been a while. It's been almost a month, I believe. We're gonna get back into things, and we want to talk about the upcoming PDC events that are happening around the country and around the world. Really, well, around the country, I think, right now. But that was started by a great bunch of players and trying to just get the community building and get more competitive scene going on. And ones that me and I think EJ is going to go to as well. We've got one that's in Sedalia, Missouri. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's Sedalia.
Sedalia?
January 9th, and it's going to be at the Game Zone and Comics, and we plan on being there. So that'll be pretty interesting to go to. Our store isn't really going to have. We're not going to have one, because figured it's kind of pointless until we get to the state level. We'd like to do a state one, but
We also just recently got set up on the thing, too.
yeah, we finally got official video or official tournaments finally running. Took a lot of work trying to convince people to get it going.
I think Bruce won the last one, right?
Yep.
We're going to be out of action from locals for a couple months,
Yeah.
scheduling and whatnot, but
Well, I've got the scheduling figured out, so I will be back on Thursdays again and Sundays. So, and then
going forward?
yeah, and then
Sweet.
on December 6th, we have a PDC at Tabletop in Overland Park, and that's in Kansas. I'll eventually get the exact times for you. I don't know if they've been posted exactly, but I believe the one in Missouri starts at noon, I believe. Some new combo that in the upcoming Spider-Man set. I've been messing around with it a little bit, and I really like it a lot. It was created by a local player named Ben. He also goes by Scum on TRP forums, so you may have seen him there. But his combo is using Agent Venom, which, let me pull up Agent Venom here real quick on Transition Zone. I'll read the exact text on it.
Side note about Agent Venom. So, I like Agent Venom, the character itself, Agent Venom, on a few different levels. I mean, one, I kind of like where they took the character of Flash Thompson. I've forgotten about him for a long time. I like that he got the Venom symbiote. It went to a good home, not like Scorpion or whoever the Angelo Fortunato actually is. And then they did the whole, he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy now, and all that's cool. Plus, Flash's real name is Eugene. I can't really argue with an actual cool character named Eugene. And I like the story they did with that.
Plus, his name's Eugene, too. Or EJ.
I'm pretty sure they figured that part out. Anyway, on to the card itself.
Anyway, Agent Venom is a 6-cost fist. His ability is when Agent Venom takes damage but is not KO'd, you may field a sidekick from your use pile or prep area. The global on is pay 1 of any energy type, and target character gets +1 defense. Which he figured if he was to take Agent Venom, get that fielded, along with Human Torch. If he could have 2 bolts, which will help out with Iceman to be able to get as many bolts as he needs. So what he does is he'll use Magic Missile on the opponent's turn to ping Agent Venom for 1 damage, or he wants to pump up the defense on Agent Venom as well. So what will happen he pings his Agent Venom. Human Torch does 1 damage to the opponent because you field a sidekick with Agent Venom's effect. Then after you field a sidekick, you do 1 additional damage to a character, so he will ping his Agent Venom for 1 damage. So it's going to field as many sidekicks as he has in his use pile to the field. So he'll probably have about 7 or so. So what will happen then is he'll use the Iceman Global to turn all his sidekicks back into bolts. So what he'll do from there is take all his bolts, pump up the defense of Agent Venom, so then he can ping Agent Venom again with Magic Missile, and he'll field all his sidekicks again, doing 1 damage to the character and 1 damage to the opponent. So, people have said that it doesn't really come out to work, but I've been playtesting it at home, just proxying the cards, and I've gotten to work, and I don't really see the problem with it. I mean, yeah, each turn you lose 1 energy, but you're going to get to doing enough damage to where it's not really going to matter. You're going to do the 1 damage from you're going to do the 1 damage each time. And then what will happen is even if you don't have enough, you're going to have a whole bunch of sidekicks out on the field. Which, in that case, I've teched in Gabi, obviously, which will be nice. Plus, if the Gabi doesn't work out, you've also got 10 characters to swing with that's most likely going to be game on your next turn.
See, combos like this make my head hurt. That's why, if I do anything with Venom, I just want to play Venom, boost the defense on someone, swing, use Ant-Man Global, see how that works. Maybe add Hulk out and Overcrush in some manner.
Well, one thing I've found out is another card that goes along with Agent Venom that I've kind of personally really liked, and it's the new. Hold on.
Was it White Tiger?
No. Well, the new card that
Vulture.
Yeah, the new card that I really like to go with Agent Venom is the Vulture. The new Vulture. He's a 4-cost fist, and it says when Vulture blocks, deal 1 damage to each attacking character die. Now, I don't really care too much about that. The second part of the ability is when any character die leaves the field zone, Vulture gets +4 attack until the end of the turn. Which, with Agent Venom out, I'm gonna get as many sidekicks out as I possibly can. You can also combo it with the White Tiger. It has the ability to pay a fist, I believe it is, and you and your opponent have to field a sidekick from your use pile to the field. So what the thing would be is to get Vulture out, use like Relentless to make him unblockable or something, or maybe even a ops or stealth ops to make him unblockable. But what you'll do is get your sidekicks out. You'll Iceman. Don't use for all the sidekicks. Do it one at a time. So each sidekick that will leave the field, he'll get +4 attack for each one. And on his low level, he's at 2. He's a 2/2 as lowest level. So it could get pretty beefy pretty quickly. And I want to play around with it. I haven't really got the opportunity to start playing with that. I've been too busy trying to perfect Agent Venom with the Human Torch, which I think is going to be pretty powerful.
Something kind of obvious I just thought about. Remember that Nick Fury infiltrate combo you faced?
Mm-hmm.
Just throw Venom in there in place of whatever you're using to pump the defense normally. Because the advantage with Venom as your defense pump is that it's generic. It's one generic energy. Yeah. You don't have to use a shield with Mystic Elf. You don't have to use... I think they both use shields because there's also the basic action card, OP card, Deflection.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about shields. Having shield energy, you can just use whatever extra you have available.
Yeah, it's true.
So if somebody will say maybe they were putting in Parallax to gamble on those shields, now they can just drop it and just put in Venom, which is cooler.
I like
Venom.
one of the new key words in the game that's coming up. I was pretty interested in. I was pretty disappointed because I saw a spoiler in what was it? It was the first DC set where Robin was going to be an ally, where it would count as a sidekick, but it turned out that was a false post.
For Justice League?
Yeah.
Oh, way back in Justice League.
Yeah, but I was all excited about it, and it never happened. So now we have Mary Jane and we have Aunt May. They're going to count as sidekicks while they're on the field. Which
is there anyone else?
No, I believe that's it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it's because they're not superpowered. They're just normal people, which are what sidekicks are supposed to be.
Yeah. And so I think it'll be interesting. I mean, it'll help with the bring Gavi back just a little bit. And there's a lot of stuff that's going to get sidekicks.
Ironically.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff getting sidekicks to the field. And, like even the White Tiger, I have seen a post advertising for the Spider-Man set coming out, and there's a new form of Gabi coming out that will do it. It's a zombie Gabi, yeah, basically. It'll do. It says it's going to do 1 damage, or it's going to do damage. Doesn't state how much. It says damage equal to the amount of sidekicks on both player sides of the field. So I'm assuming that card's going to be like a 6-7 cost. I think it'll be pretty interesting to see. And
I feel like every card game I've played has had a Goblin Zombie.
Yeah.
There's one of Yu-Gi-Oh! A zombie deck I love. There's zombie goblins, creature type, and magic. And now I've got zombie Gabi.
Yeah.
I find it incredibly ironic how Aunt May and Mary Jane are going to synergize to make Green Goblin, of all people, better.
Yeah. Plus, one thing that might be interesting is possibly boosting up the bringing back flying sidekicks as well.
Yeah, but I don't think either of those can attack, can they?
Yeah,
Oh,
they both can attack. Yep.
I'm going to beat you down with an old woman.
Yeah. Yep. Now EJ's got a couple cards that he wants to talk. Well, a card that he wanted to talk about, and some interesting news that we found out about his cousin.
So they haven't fully spoiled the set yet. It's going to be out. When's it coming out?
It comes out Wednesday.
This
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. We still don't have a full spoiler. That said, though, they've pretty much revealed every different character. And where's Iron Fist? Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I think I got this pattern down of how they do stuff. No, I figured it was going to be hard to get, and it was going to be to promote the booster, the rainbow drafts, and it was going to be hard to get for a while. And then come Spider-Man, they're going to release him, especially since, you know, he's going to be tied in the Netflix series that they're working on, and it was just a good time to introduce Iron Man. They introduced Luke Cage. They brought out Luke Cage and a couple of the other heroes for hire. Heck, Spider-Man's got a card from UXM where his subtitle is Heroes for Hire. It's not good, but that's not the point. I mean, Spider-Man has had a history of working with the kind of the street level heroes. Heck, even in Avengers vs. X-Men, which let's not pretend that the Avengers vs. X-Men set had anything to do with the Avengers vs. X-Men storyline outside of like the one one or two tournament kits for it. But assuming we were going off of that logic, in which case Luke Cage would have been in the Age of Ultron kit, but whatever, or not kit, but set, but whatever. A lot of missed opportunities to put an Iron Fist, but now of all times, I figured I could put an Iron Fist. I don't really care about the character itself, but that card effect is really nice, especially with all the pain going around. Not to mention a 5-cost or less Fist character.
Yeah.
Is speaking of Spider-Man, I would love to use that with I think it's a Web Slinger, the one that forces him to block and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 2-cost, so if you get your hands on 4 copies of those dice, you can big entrance him. You can do all kinds of things with Mr. Rand there. And it just makes sense. I mean, they got White Tiger, they got Luke Cage. If you've seen that atrocious cartoon, Ultimate Spider-Man, Luke Cage is right there. Iron Man's right there.
Iron
Fist. Iron Man's in it too.
Oh, yeah.
But no, Mr. Hippy Dippy 16-year-old Iron Fist version is there. The fuck? It'd be an easy way to get extra dice for people who already had it. You don't put in the blank art. You know, the blank art is still a nice promo and everything. But that's just my little rant about that. Speaking of artwork, second thing I was going to talk about is I saw this thing posted. Where did you find it? It was on the event site?
Right. Yeah, it's on the event site, but yeah.
Anyway, so there's news about a tournament coming out for DC tagged Bombshells OP kit. Now, when I think of superheroes and bombshells, I think of the DC Bombshell lineup. And the reason I think of that is because that nicely done artwork set, the statues and the covers and everything, is done by none other than my cousin, Anthony Lucia, or Aunt Lucia as he goes by sometimes. And I actually ran into him at the store we play at because, he sells his work through that store, obviously. It's a hobby store. And I ran into him and he saw us playing the game. And I can't help but wonder if maybe he got in touch with them after that, or if they got in touch with him and he remembered that was something I was talking about. But either way, it looks like he might be doing some actual art for that. Which is funny because I actually had a few of those blunt cards. I was going to see if he might be able to do a little doodle on them. But, so we'll see how that goes. It'll be pretty exciting. I'm not a great artist or really creative mind in my family, as far as maybe deck lists I'm good at ish, maybe. No, not really at all. But yeah, it's kind of nice to showcase that, and I don't know, maybe I'll see if he's got some free time to swing by, maybe do a little bit of an interview. Who knows? He's a busy guy, but we'll see what we got.
Coming up here pretty soon, we're going to record a video head-to-head, which I've noticed are pretty popular on our page or on our channel.
One of them.
Yeah, we've done one. And we've done a couple. It's just there was 3 of them total, but only one where it was just me and
You did some locals.
Yeah, some local games. And it seemed pretty popular, so we're going to try to bring that back, do a lot more of those. And I've put out a challenge for people that whenever it's usually, well, so far it's been me that's made the teams for the head-to-head. EJ's got some that's coming up here pretty soon. That
I got a few teams I want to play. Problem is, I got some fun teams I want to play. I've got some like theme ideas I want to play with, which is really weird because I mean, if you look at the personality types as far as card games, I'd consider myself a Spike. But Josh here is the Johnny to a fucking T. He will come up with the lethal deck builds and lethal deck lists. He came up with what I got to top 8 with, which we do also want to showcase an update to that. He's actually going to showcase a build which is kind of it worked. It wasn't originally intended to be, but it kind of worked out to be an update of his build. But we'll do some serious teams. We'll do some. Hopefully, I can talk him into doing maybe some fun teams or ideas. Today, it's going to be his team versus a viewer submitted team build.
Yeah, his name is Mel Hutchings, and he sent us a buy order and all that, so we know how he wants his team to be ran. And I believe he stated to me that it was actually his friends, and he wanted to challenge us. And if it ends up winning, he's going to end up winning a prize, which the prize is yet to be determined. What I'm working on right now is we're making custom Team WizPro dice bags, which that's most likely what it's going to be. Also, one thing that it was kind of a big issue about a month or about I don't know about 3 weeks ago or so, and there was some people that were getting pretty upset about a certain Facebook group that started, which I gave it a shot, and I'm extremely happy with it so far. I mean, it's one of the best face groups I've seen. I want to give a big shout out to Brad Adkins for starting that Facebook group. It's called Dice Masters Discussion and Trade. So if you haven't joined, go ahead and sign up. It's pretty cool. He gives away some pretty good giveaways, and it's got some. It's got national champions on there. It's got world champions on there, and it's got a lot of great guys on there. It's probably one of my favorite Facebook pages right now. And so we're gonna wrap this video up, and just want to thank everybody that supported us, wanting us to get back onto the show and get it going. Like I said, we've had computer issues, and we finally got most of it straightened out. So, till next time, always have fun and always have the rules in your favor. So
It was meant to say groovy. I don't know if it came through as such. But yeah, see you on head to head.